Thanks everyone for your interest in Cool Enough to Code. I wanted to take a minute to talk about this initiative, what it is and how it's going to work. So Cool Enough to Code is an online code club. So a code club is a group of individuals that come together and they meet periodically to learn how to code. So you'll have folks that already know how to code and folks wanting to learn how to code, and they come together and they collaborate on programming problems and exercises that will teach the principles of computer programming and coding to those who want to learn. Now, this is typically done with any number of technologies and a lot of tools oriented for beginners. It's different from the typical online forum, though, where you have tutorial videos and it leads the learner to try to figure out a lot of the details themselves. The purpose of Cool Enough to Code is to give people that are wanting to learn how to code access to people that already know how to code so that they can get feedback when they have problems or whenever they complete a project and they want to know if it's up to snuff or not. So in a typical environment, this would be done in person, but because of COVID-19 and other factors such as that, we are going to try to create this community online, and we're going to try to do it for free so that folks that are interested in learning how to code can do this. So it's a bold initiative to try to make programming accessible in this time when other things might not be available, and we're going to try to make it the best experience possible with the tools that are available to us. And we're going to try to do it in a format that anybody of any age can consume, but we're primarily targeting beginners. So here's what the format's going to look like. We're going to start each week with a live stream. Now, the live stream will be broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and on the website. And you can use any of those platforms to watch the live stream. And once the live stream has been completed, we'll upload the video to the YouTube channel and you can watch it there at your leisure. So if you did catch the live stream, you can go rewatch the video on YouTube, or you can just watch it on YouTube after the live stream has been completed. And that way you don't have to be available for the live stream when it does broadcast. With each video, we will have a challenge, and the challenge will be issued as part of the live stream, and it will be an exercise that reinforces the concepts that were taught in the live stream and the video. And it will be oriented around gaming, so it'll be a little bit more fun than just doing something that's purely an academic exercise. So the exercise will reinforce the content, be oriented towards gaming, and give it a little bit of fun. And you can interact on any of our social media channels to ask questions and get feedback where you're at or help solve problems. That could be YouTube, that could be Facebook, that could be the website, or it could even be something like Twitter if you so choose to use Twitter for that purpose. Now, once the feedback has been offered there, that's not the official feedback channel. If you want to submit a challenge for feedback from an official channel, this would be your completed challenge. You can go to our website and submit it at coolenoughToCode.com/feedback, and we will take your challenge and assess it, and then we will give you a shout out in the next week's live stream that you successfully completed the challenge. And then at the end of the week, we will post a possible solution to the challenge on our GitHub repository, where you can check that out and compare it to your code and see where you might have made something better, or where you might have even done something better than the lesson that was being taught. So the schedule is going to be kicking off on August 3rd. So that's a Monday, and you will be able to catch the first live stream there. And then each week we'll have a new challenge and a new video associated with it. We'll be taking Labor Day off, of course, since that's a holiday, but you can get the full schedule at coolenoughToCode.com/schedule. So if you're interested in learning how to code, there's a couple of things you'll need to get started. The first thing you'll need is some kind of computer. You'll need a Windows PC or a Mac for what we're going to be doing, or you can use a Raspberry Pi. Now, a Raspberry Pi is actually a Linux-based machine that costs about $30, and you can get one of these on Amazon. There's a link to in the description of this video below that gives you a full list of items that you can buy in addition to the actual $30 board that will give you a complete computer for less than $200. That'll be perfect for doing everything that we're going to be talking about here. But if you already have a Windows PC or Mac, you're set. Then you'll just need an app on that particular computer, and that app is called Thony. Now, Thony is a app that is designed specifically for beginners that teaches us how to write code in the Python language, which is what we're going to be using for the lessons here in this particular Cool Enough to Code sessions. And the app that you need to install is very easy to download and install on Mac and Windows. And if you have a Raspberry Pi, it's usually already installed. If you go to the programming menu, you'll find a link there and you can launch the app and then use it. And once you have that all ready to go, then you are set, and there's nothing else you need to do to be prepared for engaging in the online code club, Cool Enough to Code. If you don't have access to a PC or Mac or a Raspberry Pi and you still want to learn how to code and you have an internet connection, we can still provide you with an environment that will have Thony as a part of it, and you can use that, but you need to have an internet connection to connect to that. So if you don't have access to any of these kinds of computers and you want to participate, reach out to us on our website, coolenoughToCode.com, under the reach out link there, and let us know that you need an online environment. We'll be glad to stand one up for you and send you a link so that you can do your work there online and be able to participate in this code club as much as anybody else does with whatever devices they may be using for the same purpose. So maybe you're not interested in learning how to code, but you still want to help out with Cool Enough to Code. There's a couple ways you can do that. One way is very easy. You can follow us on Twitter. You can like and subscribe on YouTube, or you can join our Facebook group. All of these help give us better exposure by way of the algorithms are optimized for looking at numbers of subscribers and exposing that kind of content to broader audiences on those social media platforms. Another easy way is to share our content when it comes out. So whenever we post a video to YouTube, for instance, you can share that video on your social media platforms, and that will extend the reach and maybe get in contact with somebody that is interested in learning how to code. You can also share the links to the live streams as well as to the solutions, as well as any other announcements that we do make on any of our social media channels. A third way is to actually contribute to Cool Enough to Code. And you can do this if you're a seasoned professional and you want to give back to the community in a small way. You can talk to me and others at Cool Enough to Code through any of our social media channels, and we'd be glad to get you plugged in. And right now we're starting off with a basic track on how to program in Python, but if Cool Enough to Code does grow, maybe we can have multiple parallel tracks where folks can engage in many tracks, but we always want to keep this focused on beginners. We're not trying to sell services here or do anything like that. We're just trying to engage people that want to learn how to code, and we want to reach them with as many possible options as we can. And then fourth, you can sponsor Cool Enough to Code. A sponsorship could be way of our Patreon page where you can contribute there, or if you want to send us some swag that we can use for giveaways and that kind of thing. We want to bolster our engagement by having some of these kinds of things available so that we can incentivize folks to complete a challenge and then give them some kind of recognition for that, and hopefully engage them even more down the road so that we can have these kinds of giveaways that help us promote the learning experience more than just getting a shout out on YouTube. So these are 4 easy ways that folks can engage with us. If you want more information about that, check out the video description below, or you can go to our webpage and check out Help Us on the webpage as well. Thanks for taking the time to watch this introduction to Cool Enough to Code. I know it's a little bit long-winded, but I wanted to give out as much information as I could in this media. We also have all this linked down below in the description, so you can find links to the things that we talked about in this introduction as well. So pay attention to the social media channels that we do have available for the live stream links for August 3rd when we'll launch with our first lesson. And from there, we'll see how things go. So thanks again for your interest, and I look forward to seeing you engaged with Cool Enough to Code.